Hey guys, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button and hit the notifications. This will really help me out. Thank you very much.
Hello, Stephen Jones. DMC intercom mode.
It's Tuesday, June 16th, year of our Lord 2020. And it is about 65 degrees. It's windy. It's raining. I am going riding. Everything I'm wearing is waterproof, so I should be fine. My motorcycle here, the BMW RT 1250, has done 6,000 miles with me. I was going to do a 6,000 mile review, and maybe I'll do that as I'm riding. Just going to go over to the Biker Cafe. I'm not wearing my glasses today because of if it rains, it's a nightmare. I think my odometer says 6,001 mile. You can see that, 6,001 miles. Lessons I've learned in the 6,000 miles since I've had this motorcycle. Bought it 28th of October 2019. It is now the 16th of June 2020. That was my neighbour. I was waiting for her. Oh, here we go. No, that's my neighbour over there. Down my sun visor. Just keep the wind out. So, the R1250 RT, 6,000 miles. First thing I will say, best motorcycle I've ever owned, and I've owned a few. The reason it has 6,000 miles on it is because I'd rather ride my motorcycle than drive the car, even in weather like this. I have changed one or two things. I put a foot peg lowering kit on, which dropped down the foot pegs an inch and a quarter and half an inch forward. I have put Wonderlic bar risers on, which lifted up the bars about an inch and a half, and have it slightly towards me. That is because the bars I felt was too low and I was putting too much weight on my wrists. I have a Sargent seat with the OEM heat connection, because I don't need the heat today. I have put R&G engine guards on the motorcycle, and I have heaved rear bars on that protects the panniers. And that's pretty much it that I have changed on the motorcycle. Like I said, I'm very, very happy with it. I like the riding modes. I have it mostly in road mode. I don't see the need of putting the riding mode into dynamic. I really should have the riding mode in rain at the moment, but it's not actually raining at the moment. The roads are getting a little wet. I'll just take it easy. I 99% of the time have the suspension set to dynamic. I find the road setting for the but the suspension I find that it's a little too soft and a bit too bouncy. I have the spring height set to automatic, so that means if I take a passenger, the motorcycle just automatically adjusts. Not that I take a passenger very often. Actually, I've been doing it twice on this motorcycle, and both times with my wife. I love the Boxer engine, it is so smooth. The gearbox is a little clunky in first and second, but after that it's fine. It has a quick shifter, which I generally don't use. Most of the time I just don't see the need for it. I do have another motorcycle, I have a Triumph, which doesn't have a quick shifter. So if I used the quick shifter all the time, when I rode my other bike, it would just cause me to mess that up. It's not that I don't use it, I just don't use it most of the time. Yeah, so I just use the quick shifter. I do use it, just most of the time I don't. This is the first time I've owned a motorcycle that had a sharp drive, and within the first few seconds of riding the bike, I quietly say I can tell the difference between sharp, belt, or chain drive. This bike, this motorcycle to me has plenty of power, more power than I've ever used. I think 136 horsepower. There are more powerful motorcycles in the same segment, but I really don't see the need myself of more power. It's the most powerful motorcycle I've ever owned. Maybe not out and out the fastest exhilarating bike I've ever owned, but it's certainly the most powerful. The wind protection on this motorcycle is second to none. In the rain, the only part of me that gets wet is the top of my head and my feet. The bearing takes care of everything else. The standard seat is extremely uncomfortable. After about 45 minutes it just hurts, and that's why I put a Sergeant seat on here. After a lot of research about different makes of seat, Sergeant came, I decided to go with Sergeant, because at the time they had a 20% discount. Well, one of the benefits of lockdown, a 20% discount on an upgraded seat. And this is an all-day comfortable seat. So you're asking me why I put the foot peg lowering kit on, is that I am not 21 years old anymore, and I found that the standard height foot pegs made my knees and ankles and hips hurt, and dropping them down by an inch and a half, or an inch and a quarter, whatever it is, made it much more comfortable. When I first had the motorcycle, I had the seat in the lowest position. I then quickly changed to the highest position. When I put the Sergeant seat on, the highest position is actually higher. First couple of days after I put the Sergeant seat on, I was having a little bit of trouble with stability when stopped, because I was on my toes rather than flat-footed. But now I've got used to that. It was absolutely fine. So the gearbox is a little clunky in first and second, and the rest of the gears is fine. The engine spins freely. I like when I start it up, you feel the parallel opposed twin engine move under you. Makes the bike rock from side to side. which is quite an amusing feeling. It may be a twin, but it spins freely like a multi-cylinder motorcycle engine. It sounds quite good. I have no intention of changing the exhaust, or I would like a louder one. But for me at the moment the exhaust is fine. So what don't I like about it? Well, the things I didn't like about it was the ergonomics in the beginning. The handlebars being too low, the seating position too cramped. But I solved that. It cost me a few $100s, but I solved it. Another thing I don't like about the BMW motorcycle is everything you want to buy for it just costs way too much. And it has a power outlet here on the right, which is one of the small ones, so you have to always buy an adapter. Why don't they just put a man-sized power outlet, or two USB ones instead of that round thing? It just seems a little bit odd. Oh, windy. As I said, the wind protection on this motorcycle is absolutely amazing. Whoa! That is one of the things of a larger motorcycle like this with a full fairing, yes, you feel the crosswinds, and that was a good 30-mile-an-hour crosswind, which moved the bike quite a long way. But I'm aware of it, so it wasn't an issue. And I'm actually out, and the possibility of rain is really high. That's fine, because everything I'm wearing is waterproof. Waterproof jeans, waterproof jacket, waterproof gloves, waterproof boots. So here as I am coming on to Fort Monroe, I stood still here with the wind blasting me from my left hand side, trying to knock me over. Just take it easy as I pull forward. So that's my review, or it's not an in-depth review, it's just personal opinion review of the BMW R1250 RT. A wonderful motorcycle. I'm very happy with it. It's fast, it's easy to ride, it's powerful, it leans over nicely, it turns in nicely, it's not a struggle, you don't have to muscle it anywhere. It's not a beginner bike. It would be helpful if you're about 5'10". Definitely need a 32-inch inseam. Yeah. I suppose you'd get away with a 30-inch inseam, but you'd have to have the seat in the lowest position. But I'm 5'11". And for me it's almost perfect. I don't suppose there is a such thing as a perfect motorcycle, but for me this is almost perfect. Firehouse coffee. Gonna get some coffee. Oh, 6,000 miles. I just hit 6,000 miles. Look at that. 6,000 miles.